What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thankfully, in this video, we are not going to be opening up our Steam Deck today. Sheesh, finally. But we still are rocking our JSOX backplate. We do have the thermal pad mod on it, but I don't think that's going to matter for our cooling device today, which is this thing. So, if you guys remember our OG exhaust fan, well, the original exhaust fan, this is it right here. This is the new version. A lot smaller, changed the design quite a bit. And this is the first version, and I made it way too thin. So, let me slowly open this thing up, and we'll take a look at it. Hopefully, I don't break it too badly. I'm breaking it. This thing is stuck on there, yo. I should have took the time to better design this. Alright, so we got a lot of air gaps here. We're gonna just hot glue gun him. Okay, let's clean this desk up a little bit, and then we're gonna have to set up the fan. All the holes here are sealed up. Okay, so let's talk about the fan that we're using. So in the last test, we were basically using just like our Noctro fan here, basically using this. So our original mod was, which I was kind of thinking what the JSOX backplate was doing, was literally just venting air out. So this, you would have a fan here, air would go up through here from the Steam Deck through this hole right here, come out through here, and it would just exhaust it out. But obviously that was completely not the design of it. So this didn't really work. I think we saw maybe 1 degree cooler on this. Not great. This was a fun failure. Just good like brain exercise. And then we came out with a compromised dock and the compromised backplate. Yeah, we did some fun stuff. Like, this is like literally the best freaking setup ever right here. This thing was great. Oh my god. You got great portability, and if you needed to be docked with better cooling, you had it. You had the best of both worlds. But we're here now with this mod, and I want to tell you about what I think and how I think this one's going to work. So what I think was happening inside the JSOX backplate is the original thoughts were that it was kind of a suction thing that's happening. You put the JSOX backplate here and it would suck air out of the Steam Deck, which actually would work very, very well. I got to thinking, I was like, you know, they can't really, you know, I don't care. I don't know what kind of fan they're using, but you're going to need a beefy fan to have any real amount of suction. So I'm thinking they might be doing something with air resistance. What the JSOX backplate might be doing is the air, let's assume it's in here. So we'll actually use this. So this is where the Steam Deck port is. Air is going through here, right? And what's happening is there's a secondary fan on the back. This is what I'm thinking is happening in the JSOX backplate. And that air is actually pushing the air that comes out here, out of your Steam Deck out, and it's accelerating it. And the reason why you want to accelerate that is there's going to be a lot less air resistance in this port now. All the air resistance is going to be negated as the air comes through here by another fan in here that's going to accelerate the air out. And that's how I think the JSOX backplate is working. Suction won't work because I don't think you'll have enough power to do that, more or less. You need something. You need a beefy fan. You need a vacuum cleaner to do something like real serious. Real quick, that's kind of what I'm working on here. This is another project. This is actually a suction fan. This thing sucks air, but it's too weak. It's like, it doesn't really do anything. So the whole point is to reduce air resistance. So you can also reduce air resistance by pushing air out. So that's where we got this idea. We're going to try to push the air out faster. Okay, so the fan that we're going to use for this is the style of fan that's already inside the Steam Deck. It is a blower style fan right here. It's a blower style fan, 6,000 RPMs. This was super cheap on Amazon. Cost next to nothing. And we need to power it. This is a 5 watt. I want to show you guys how simple it is to set up a 5 watt fan.
Sorry for the quick video break. This is your boy Nas, aka DIY Poppy. Just not the hands. If you haven't seen my face, this is what I look like. The hands behind the face, behind the hands, or hands behind, whatever. Quick break in the video just to let you know that I'm doing a challenge for subscribers. I'm hoeing myself out for subs, but the thing I'm hoeing out for is pull-ups. Meaning, for every sub I get, I'm gonna do a pull-up. Standards of the pull-up, all strict. If you wanna see your boy just get wrecked, go ahead and hit that sub, share this video with a friend, tell them to hit the sub. This is gonna get nasty. I'm gonna really regret this, but I'm gonna do it as long as I can for y'all. Appreciate it, love ya. Now let's get back to the video.
So this is old Beats micro USB to USB cord. All I did was cut it open, cut the micro USB port out, and I have exposed the red and black wire, and all I'm gonna do is strip it. Super chill, super easy. Take the two reds. Since this is 5 watts, it's not like, you're not gonna melt these wires. Come on, yo. Like, it's not that crazy. You don't want them to touch, but that's when we get the electrical tape. So we're gonna take these two wires, we're gonna literally twist them together, like so. Nice good twist on both of them, just like that. Like that. Take a little bit of electrical tape and just tape them up. That's it. Now we have power to our fan. That's why I was saying it's so cheap and easy to make your own cooler if you're okay doing the DIY way versus, like, you know, going on Amazon spending $20, $30. But then again, if you don't have the time, you know, like if it's not a priority, it's not a priority. Roll one up and then roll the other one up in it. So now we'll take the red one and we will also roll that up into the same one. And now we have power for our fan. Designed this thing for this fan to literally slide right into here. Hoping that my tolerances, it's a little tight. Best believe there will be a better version. This is a proof of concept. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty simple to wire a fan. It literally took us 3 minutes. Okay, it's blowing air, that's for damn sure. We're gonna do our fancy dancy mod here. We're gonna heat this bad boy up. We're gonna get a equilibrium temperature. Then we're gonna try to cool it down, see how well this thing does. All right, let me get a room temp real quick. Room temp 18.7. Let's just see how loud this is. Pretty loud, 56 dB. I hope my hypothesis is correct, and this is how that JSOX fan works. It makes sense. It's all about resistance, right? That's the reason why the first mod works so well, because it's all about reducing air resistance. So right now, you guys can't tell because it's video. This thing is not suction. All the suction's coming through here, right? It's pulling air through here, shooting out through the top. That's how this thing's work. But since air is moving so quickly over this thing, it's actually pulling air in from here in the bottom. Okay, so let's put this bad boy on there and see how well it will work. All right, so remember, we're not pushing any air into the system. We're not creating any real suction, attaching a blower fan near the exhaust port to potentially accelerate the air. And we're heating up. This is the Mark II, and it looks way better. Let's just take a quick look at it. You see how flimsy this is? This is 1.5 millimeter thick now, so it's a lot sturdier. So key differences is that, so where's the intake? So this is the intake. So the key difference is this bend here. It's a lot larger. It flows a little bit more. It's more S-shape. It's not, there's really no hard edge there. There's no hard edge here whatsoever. It literally just scoops right to the top. The only hard edge is this one right here. All right. Oh man, look at this thing. Look how good this fits now. So the reason why I kind of made it kind of retractable is mainly because I wanted to be able to adjust the distance of this a little bit. Just because if I wanted more travel for the air, I could slide it up and down, and then I could just like tape the seal. But I think we're gonna do like right around there. So it's kind of like a 5 millimeter travel. And the reason why you want to do that is the way air works. The more space you give it, the larger volume of air it creates. Just imagine this is our wind, and it's traveling. Right here, and right here, it's traveling. The further it travels, the more air it collects. So it'll collect a little bit of air here, but the further it gets out, it collects more, and then more, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more. So air volume goes up. So volume goes up, but speed goes down. because we're hitting more air resistance, so speed goes down. So the more volume we have, the more mass of air we could do. And remember, the whole point of this thing is to reduce the air pressure in this channel. So if we can reduce this air pressure, we can create almost a suction pattern in this channel, because all the hot air that's going to come through here is going to get forced right out of the top by this fan down here. So that's the idea of it all. Still rocking the JSOX backplate, which doesn't matter for our disc testing. Let's just talk about this backplate again while this thing heats up. It's this seam is just not nice in hand. It really isn't. Like, you think it's like, oh, it's just a little tiny seam. There's seams all over the place, right? But you know, so you see it pop out here, and that might be me prying it out because I've taken this off a few times. But still, man, like $30. Like, it's just, I hope to one day to be in a position where I can make my own backplate. I already know what I would do. It'd definitely be this. This would be the backplate I would create. This is the best freaking backplate you could make. It just reduces air resistance without adding too much bulk. This plus the thermal pad mod, you have a pretty good running. Plus you tie the dock together. Look, this is why this dock exists. Look at this. Put a little nocturnal fan on there. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Cool, instant cooling. Well, whatever. Our overall goal is, can we get at least a temp drop of a solid 1 degree? I think that's my ultimate goal. I think this is going to work better. This is way better designed than the first one. Honestly, this one, after making this one, I had to completely redesign it. Like, I couldn't use the original model just because the thickness was already off. So I had to completely redo it. And honestly, this only took me about 30 minutes to completely redo, since I already had an idea with this one. So altogether, it's about 1 hour, 15 minutes designing this thing. This thing took 3 hours to print though, because it's a lot thicker. All right, so that's how it looks. This is my theory on how the JSOX backplate works too, because it doesn't make sense from in my head how it could be suction. And I'm not trying to hate on JSOX. I'm just trying to be a critical reviewer. I want to be critical. Why not? Why? I think taking anything at face value without any second opinion is stupid. So right now we're actually kind of where we were before, bumping up that 72 and then 73, 74 in the CPU. It's not, we haven't really seen an increase. Just goes to show you, maybe, like, I definitely know this is reducing air resistance. Mainly because look at the fan speed. We went from 4,500 to 4,000 RPM. So this is for sure helping reduce air resistance, but does it transfer into cooling? But yeah, our fan speed goes down, but this fan is a lot louder than the stock fan. So it's kind of like one of those things. It's just like, yeah, like that doesn't really work, right? We are going up in temps on the CPU, so we can easily say that this does not make your Steam Deck run cooler per se. This mod, this new ventilation mod 2.0, surprisingly enough, this one worked slightly better. I think this had 1 degree. I actually watched that video again. It's been a while. But I think we had at least 1 degree, but that was within margin of error. But we can say one thing about this thing. It does reduce fan speed. So with the reduction of fan speed, that just means, in my opinion, and my theorizing, is now we have a lot less air resistance in here. So air can easily travel through here, because whatever hits here is getting automatically shot out. It's getting accelerated out of this channel. So there's a lot less air pressure in here. So think about high pressure and low pressure. Since this pressure is a lot lower, the heat coming from the Steam Deck has an easier time traveling into this channel, meaning that the fan inside the Steam Deck doesn't have to work as hard to push air in. So that's basically what we're seeing here with a fan reduction speed. But unfortunately, that's not equating to cooler temps. I think definitely this does help. If we had a super quiet fan, this would automatically reduce our fan speed by a lot, but really no real benefits to it. So honestly, you're better off doing the compromise mod, because you'll get results, actual results, lower fan speeds, better temps, without an additional fan. But it's cool. I don't think this is a completely failed experiment. We know that we can create better air resistance here. So maybe if we can do that again, but with a suction, meaning we don't use this type of fan, we use something that I'm working on the design right now of this suction fan. we could actually, rather than push the air out, reducing jam, we could just literally suck the air out, because we all know how well that works. If you've seen mod, that works. It just freaking works. It works so freaking well to suck air out of the Steam Deck versus pushing or pulling or reducing air resistance. So I guess that's it. That's it in closing. So this mod was technically a failure, but it was a very interesting. I mean, I'm super juiced about the fact that this actually worked, that I was right about the air resistance in here, and adding an additional fan would reduce air resistance in this channel, which would turn, what you would think would cool it, but I don't think it's enough. And I think lower fan speed is a sign that it does in fact actually work, in my theory. So I think that's pretty cool. But other than that, guys, hopefully you guys like this video. This was a very interesting and fun one for me to do. Super juice of possibly what we can turn this into in the future. I'm very intrigued on how we can cool this Steam Deck just a little bit better. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching again. Hit that like if you liked this video. If you loved it, hit that subscribe. If you want to support the channel, visit us at DIYpoppy.net. Pick up a t-shirt. Remember, they're all made by your boy truly. Highest quality t-shirt you'll find on YouTube, because I don't skimp on my dearest loyal fans. And stay tuned, hit that notification, because we're coming out with videos fairly frequently. Your boy hasn't ran out of ideas, so it looks like we're going to be coming out with at least 1 or 2 videos per week, if not more. Man, I'm just super happy about the design. The fact that it just works, doesn't work well, but I'm just happy that it actually works. And if you're a nerd like me when it comes to cooling and modifying and tinkering things and trying to make things work, this is, you know, you get it. This is my jam. Peace.